हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणी निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादः शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शंकरं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Apyayantu mamangani Vak pranaschakshrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam brahmopanishadam Maham brahma nirakuryam मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्व निराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Hari Om. We'll chant from the first mantra of the third section. Tesham khalvesham bhutanam त्रीण्येव बीजानि भवन्ति आण्डजं जीवजं उद्बीजमिति सेयं देवतैक्षत हन्त अहमिमास्तिस्रो देवता अनेन जीवेन आत्मनानुप्रविश्य नामरूपे व्याकर्वाणीति. तासां त्रिवृतं एकैकां करवाणीति सेयं देवता इमास्तिस्रो देवता अनेनैव जीवेन आत्मनानुप्रविश्य नामरूपे व्याकरोत्. Hari Om. So the teacher tells the student, Shvetaketu, the teacher is Uddhalaka Muni. So he says that just as one knows clay, then all that which is made up of clay becomes known. And clay itself is that which is real. Satyam means always exist. And pots, tiles, bricks made up of clay are asatyam, constantly changing. And they are only based on the names, on words. So in the same way, this whole world, which we see in different forms, having different names, before they manifested in these multiple forms with variety of names, all this was only Sat. Just as all the bricks, tiles, pots, etc. were only clay, in the same way this whole world was only Sat. Then from that Sat alone, the entire world came into manifestation. So the five great elements, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. Then from those five great elements, when they underwent the process of Trivrit-karanam, the variety of devatas and the lokas were born. And again further from Trivrit-karana, the various types of plants and trees came into existence. Then again with the third Trivrit-karanam, the bodies of animal, birds, human beings came into existence. So the whole world which we experience is nothing but the expression of that Sat alone. So not only the material world is Sat, but the jivas who are experiencing this world, starting from Hiranyagarbha, Vaishvanara, all the devatas, all the plants, the birds, animals, human beings, all these beings are also expression of that Sat alone. They are also reflection of that Sat, Brahma. Just as there is only one sun, which gets reflected in different types of water bodies, the reflection appears to be different because of the difference in the reflecting media. But the sun is one only. If we just look at one particular reflection, then it appears to be different from other reflection. But when you look at the sun, understand the sun, the sun is one. Similarly, all these jivas, including ourselves, are like the reflection of that one Sat Brahma. The difference is only because of the difference in the mana, buddhi, chitta, hankar, the samskars. But the self in all is one Brahma alone. So that is also being presented here in this Upanishad, in this chapter. So the teacher first from Sat, it shifts our attention to this whole world of multiplicity and shows us that that Sat alone is there in this world. So from that multiplicity again, we should shift our attention to that Sat Brahma alone. The whole purpose of this Upanishad is to give us the knowledge of that Sat Brahma and reveal that Sat Brahma as our own self. So this is the prakriya, the method by which the teacher is revealing that supreme truth about that Brahma. This method is technically called Adhyaropa and Apavada. First, the teacher makes assumptions of multiplicity, and thereafter, by pointing out that one Brahma, that assumption gets negated and we come to know that there is only one. Just as there are many ornaments and we show a person the multiple ornaments, their different names, their different forms, and then point out that all of them have come from that one gold alone, and then make us see that one gold in all the ornaments. So before knowing gold, the person was seeing multiple ornaments. But then after knowing gold, he sees that gold in all the ornaments. Similarly, before knowing Brahma, we look at this world as made up of different forms, different names. But once we come to understand that Brahma, then we will see this world as Brahmamay only. Everything, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. And that Brahma is my own self. So everything is my own self. So to arrive at this understanding, the teacher uses this method. So through the karya, the karana is pointed out. So here in this mantras we saw, the teacher first says that there are these three types of beings. Those who are born from eggs, those who are born from the womb, and those which are born from the earth. That Sat alone entered the three devatas, fire, water, and earth, and divided itself into various modifications of these three, divided itself into different types of fire, different types of water, different types of earth. So tasam trivritam ekaikam karvani. Seyam devata imas tisro devata anena eva jivena atmana anupravisha nama rupe vyakarot. So after thinking that I will divide these devatas into various different types, it entered the devata and divided itself, divided the devatas into multiple forms. So Shankaracharya ji writes कि एवं ईक्षित्वा सेयं देवता इमास्तिस्रो देवता अनेनैव यथोक्तेन एव जीवेन सूर्यबिंबवत् अंतःप्रविश्य वैराजं पिंडजं प्रथमं देवादीनां च पिंडान् अनुप्रविश्य यथा संकल्पमेव नाम रूपे व्याकरोत् असौ नाम अयम् इदं रूप इति. That thinking in this way, this Devata means Sat entered this elements in the form of the various jivas like Virat, that is Vaishvanara, like Devata, and did the Trivrit Karanam. See that Sat Brahma alone expresses as this world, means it is the Upadan Karan of this world, and that Sat Brahma alone is the Nimitta Karan of this world. But that Sat Brahma through these Jivas become the Nimitta Karan. Through Hiranyagarbha, through Vaishvanara becomes the Nimitta Karan of this world. So in this way, through this Trivrit Karanam, the multiplicity which we see in this world is born. Now in this fourth mantra, the teacher says, let us chant mantra number 4. Tasam trivritam trivritam ekekam akarot यथा तो खलु सौम्य इमास्तिस्रो देवताः तीव्रत एकैकां भवति तन्मे विजानीहीति. Again, तासां त्रिवृतम् एकैकाम् अकरोत् यथा तो खलु सौम्य इमास्तिस्रो देवता तीव्रत एकैका Bhavati tanme vijanihiti. So through this jiva, that is through Vaishvanara, entering the three elements, fire, water and earth, Brahma alone converted these three elements into their further modified form, Trivrit Karanam, and thus created this multiplicity. See, the world which we see with our senses, they are actually the material, the original material is Brahma alone, whose Prakriti, the Pancha Tanmatras themselves have become the 5 great elements. But these 5 great elements further turns into complex structures, complex material to form this world. Just as we see the various colors, the variety of colors we see, there are millions of variety of colors are there. So many shades are there. That day also I said that if we want to paint our room, one particular color, there are so many shades. If I say, oh, I want my room to be in blue color, but if you go to the shop and ask the person that I want that blue color, he will show variety of shades of that blue. So when we look at this world, so many different colors are seen. But if we just think about it, these millions of colors are nothing but expressions of the 7 colors of rainbow. violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. The 7 colors alone are expressing as millions of colors. So all these colors are nothing but names and forms. The reality are the 7 colors. But again, when we look at the 7 colors, they are all expression of one white light alone. The white light which comes from the sun alone gets divided into 7 colors, and those 7 colors are further, they get divided into millions of colors. So it takes a spatial vision to notice that white light even when we are seeing multiple colors. Similarly, from that one Brahma alone, that 5 tanmatras emerged, and from 5 tanmatras, the Pancha Mahabhut. From those Pancha Mahabhut, the variety of materials formed from the Trivrit Karanam 1, 2, 3. So while seeing this world, we have to recognize that Brahma. That is our sadhana, that is our what you call upasana, that is our method of thinking to recognize that Sat Brahma while seeing this world. And that the teacher says, I will tell you. So he says that Tasam Trivritam Ekam Akarod, so that Trivrit Karanam happens. So to Khaluk Swami Imas Tisro Devata Trivrit Ekam Bhavati. So each Devata became threefold. The fire, water, earth, mixing with different proportions with the other elements, became complex fire, complex earth, and complex water. But all these differences are only in the forms. The reality are the 3 elements alone. And that is what we have to recognize. And that is what the teacher tells that I will teach you. He says how they have become multiple and how to recognize them. That I will teach you. So then, thus conclude the 3rd section. And in the 4th section, the teacher now gives us a vision to look at that one in this multiplicity. And it's very interesting. And this is what our sadhana should be. So let us chant the first mantra of the 4th section. Yadagne rohitam rupam tejasastad yat shuklam tad apam yat krishnam tad annasya apagat agnehe agnitvam vacharambanam vikaro namadhyeyam trini rupani teva satyam. Once more. Yadagne rohitam rupam tejasastad rupam yash shuklam tad apam yat krishnam tad annasya apagat agnehe agnitvam vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam trini rupani itteva satyam. Here the teacher gives one example of how to look at that cause, how to recognize that cause in the effect. Means how to recognize the clay in the pots. So this is just one udharan. Udharan means one example. So after learning from this example, we have to use the same vision to look at everything else. So here the teacher is giving the example of fire. So the fire which we see, the fire in our kitchen, the fire in the Yajnikunda, the fire in the diyas which we light, that fire which we see with our eyes is actually made up of the three elements in different proportion. The tej, the fire of the Mahabhut, Pancha Mahabhut, then water, and then earth. They have mixed together in different proportion to give rise to that fire which we see. Fire is called Agni. So the Agni which we see is made up of the combination of these three elements, fire, water, and earth. But there are five elements, so that Akash and Vayu is already there in fire, in water also, in earth also. So this fire, water, earth, when they are mixed in different proportion, they give rise to this fire which we experience. So when we see fire, we can actually notice the presence of the three elements. And that's what the teacher says, that when you look at fire, yad agnehi rohitam rupam, you see different colors also in fire. See, when we light fire, we see different colors in that fire. In the Mundaka Upanishad also we had seen the different types of Agni, the different jwalas are there. So here, when we look at that fire, we see a reddish, red color. So sometimes we see a red color. In that one fire itself, we see red color. So that red color is really the color, is the expression or the presence of the tej, the Pancha Mahabhut tej. Tej is there, which is expressing as the red color. Then in the fire, we also see white color. So that white color is the expression of water. So yet shuklam tad apam, that is the expression of water. And tad yat krishnam, and then sometimes we also see black color. So tad annasya, that is the expression of earth. So in that fire, the combination of fire, water, and earth, the Pancha Mahabhut, fire, water, and earth together combining, they are expressing as this fire. So the fire is nothing but this fire, water, and earth. So fire, water, earth is the cause, and the fire which we see is the effect. So the effect is just a name, just a form. It is just a vikar, which depends on words. The reality are the three elements only. Okay, let me give an example. Just like we prepare laddu of a besan. Chane ka atta. So we take besan, we take some ghee, then we take some sugar. Yesterday someone taught me how to make kada prasad. It's also very interesting, but now let us focus on this laddu. So we use these three ingredients and prepare the laddu. See, if you just taste besan, you know the taste. If you taste sugar, you know the taste of sugar. And if you taste ghee, pure, desi ghee, देसी गाय का घी, देसी गाय के दूध का घी, very wonderful taste. So these three ingredients are there, which you can see them separately, but when you mix them in different proportion and go through that process of making that laddu, and finally that laddu is made, when you look at that laddu, the color looks different from the original color of besan because it is fried a little bit, so the color has changed. Then the sugar is not seen there, and the ghee also one doesn't see. So if with our eyes, when we look at it, we only see a transformed form of that besan. We will say to besan hai. But then the teacher, our own mother tells कि इसको टेस्ट करके देखो. Tongue is like the buddhi which can discriminate, which can distinguish. So you put a little piece of laddu on your tongue and taste it and focus your attention. So there which you get the taste of that roughness little bit. That is the taste of that besan. Then the chikanai which you experience, which binds that laddu together, is that taste of ghee, and the sweetness which you experience is the taste of sugar. So laddu is just a transformation. Just as the clay is transformed into a pot, the three ingredients got transformed into this laddu. So if you just remove your attention from the laddu, then when you look at it, it is nothing but these three ingredients only. In the same way, this fire which we see is made up of these three ingredients: fire, water, and earth. The Pancha Mahabhut, fire, water, and earth. So teacher says that the reddish color which you see is that fire, the white color which you see is the water, and the black color which you see is the earth. So the fire, remove the notion of fire as fire, then what is it? It is just the three elements. So from the effect, you have shifted your attention to the cause. But the three elements are also not the ultimate cause. They are penultimate cause. Because from there also, if we shift our attention, we can shift the attention to their cause also. So these 5 elements are there. They are born from that Pancha Tanmatras. The Pancha Tanmatras are born from that Ahankar of Ishvara, Ahankar Tattva. This Ahankar Tattva itself is born from Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva is born from Avyakta Prakriti. And this Avyakta Prakriti is not different from Brahma, it is Brahma only. So Avyakta Prakriti is Brahma. So while looking at that fire, we have to contemplate and understand the presence of Brahma in that fire. So beautiful actually, but very subtle. And this is the sadhana which the teacher is giving us, that first you recognize that Brahma in this world. Thereafter the teacher will tell us, show us that Brahma is not different from us. And once we comprehend this, then everything is myself only. Everything is born from me, exists in me, merges back into me. I myself alone am there. But it takes time for our buddhi to rise step by step in our thinking, our contemplation. We can't take the big step in the beginning itself. So here the teacher is just shifting our attention from the fire to the cause of that fire as these 3 elements. And when we shift our attention to these 3 elements, the fireness of that fire is removed from our mind. So tad apagat agnehe agnitvam. So that agnehe agnitvam, the fireness of that fire is removed, because that fireness of that fire is just vacharambhanam vikaro namadhyayam. It's just vacharambhanam vikar. It is just a modification based on words. Modification based on words. Just as something which we write or some structure we make. Like little children, when they go to school and all, we teach them ABCD. We say that this is so two lines and then one line. Then we say this is A. It becomes so difficult for the little children to understand that this is A. They understand one line, they understand another line. They make different line on the paper. But we tell them that you put those lines in a particular structure and that is A. So after a lot of struggle, finally they come to understand A. And they forget about the lines. But then we really look at this A, we will know that it is just made up of 3 lines. Similarly, this fire is just made up of 3 elements. So shift your attention from fire and focus on the elements. Then shift your attention from that elements also and focus on that, ultimately, that Brahma. So here, This fire is only taken as an example. The same thing is true for all the objects which we see in this world. Even water which we experience and water which we drink is trivrit water, means the water which has, after undergoing the process of trivrit karanam, it is available for us to drink. The water of Pancha Mahabhut cannot be drunk. But when that water is mixed in a particular proportion, it becomes the water which we can drink. It also becomes the various liquid which we see. So various rasas which are there are combination of the three elements, fire, water and earth, in different proportions. Similarly, the different materials which we see, the different elements, the iron, gold, silver, manganese, sodium, carbon, various types of minerals and materials which are there, they are also combination of fire, water and earth in different proportions. So what we see as this world is just a form which is made from the basic 5 elements. So remove that form or understand that in this form the 5 elements are there. So shift your attention from the effect to the cause. So at least from the Trivrat Karanam, we can shift our attention to that 5 elements, Pancha Mahabhut. And then from the Pancha Mahabhut, step by step, we can shift our attention to that Brahma. And then look at this whole world as Brahma alone. See, for example, something is written in the book. So when something is written, we read. What is written, we read. We can identify the letters separately. Like on the road, when you go, there are those various signs are there. Then that stop sign is there, where STOP is written in red letters. So when you look at it, it conveys the meaning that you stop. When you look at that, it is made up of different letters, STOP. Though it is made up of these different letters, we look at it as one word only, as stop. But little children who are learning to read, they will read it as STOP. And even those who don't know how to read, they will just see the color. It is just a red color. So the red color is the cause. The 4 letters are the effect. Again, the 4 letters are the cause. And the word stop is the effect. Similarly, this whole world is an effect. And there is a cause immediately before that. But that is not the ultimate cause, because that also changes. So again, you go back. So in this way, if we go back, we can reach that ultimate cause, which is Brahma. See, that which changes is an effect. Even if we take the example of gold and ornaments, gold and ornaments are there. Though we talk about them as 2, but it is one only. Gold alone is expressing as all the ornaments. But we can also talk about them as two. So ornaments are there and gold is there. So what is the difference? Ornaments are those which change. So from bangle it can be converted into a ring or into a necklace. So ornaments change. Gold is that which doesn't change. That which doesn't change is called Satyam. And that which changes is called Asatyam. This definition you have to remember. That which doesn't change is called Satyam. And that which changes is called Asatyam. So ornament change, so ornaments are Asatyam. So they are called Vikar. They are called Vacharambanam, based on only words. And gold is Satyam. Means even when the bangle changes into a necklace, gold remains as gold. When the necklace changes into some other item, the gold remains gold. So gold remains without changing. So gold is Satyam and the ornaments are Asatyam. But if you just look at that gold also, from a higher standpoint, when we look, the gold also changes. Gold is also formed from those elements, from those atoms. So gold is also a karya only. It is also born from this earth. So gold is effect and earth is the cause. Then earth is also not the ultimate cause. Earth is the effect and water is the cause. Water also is not the ultimate cause. Water is the effect and fire is the cause. Again, fire is the effect and air is the cause. Air is the effect and space is the cause. And the space also ultimately has come from that Sat, Brahma. Tasmad vai tasmat atmanah akashas sambhutah. So that Sat Brahma is the cause and all these are effects, its expression. So Brahma is Satyam and the effect is Asatyam. Effects are not Mithya, effects are Asatyam. Means they constantly appear changing. They change. So here the teacher is showing us the way of thinking and seeing the cause in the effect and knowing that cause is Satyam and the effect is Asatyam. So he says that these three are there in this fire. And if you eliminate, fireness is only Vacharambanam Vikaro Namadhyayam. Trini Rupani Itteva Satyam. The three elements themselves are Satyam, which go to make this fire. Then again, the teacher gives some more example of fire only. Different types of fires are nothing but different proportions of these three elements. So we not only see fire in the fire which we light up, but the same fire alone is there as the sun. The mighty sun which we see in the sky is nothing but fire only. And the same sun shining brightly on the moon is also that same fire. And when it shines and expresses as the lightning, that lightning is also fire. And in these different types of fire also, the three elements, fire, water, earth we can recognize. So how can we recognize that? The teacher is showing here in the next mantra, mantra number 4. Let us chant. Yad adityasya rohitam rupam tejasastad rupam yad shuklam tad apam yad krishnam tad annasya apagat adityat adityatvam vacha arambhanam vikaro nama dhyeyam त्रीणि रूपाणित्येव सत्यम् यच्चन्द्रमसो रोहितं रूपं तेजसस्तद्रूपं यशुक्लं तदपां यत्कृष्णं तदन्नस्य अपागात् चन्द्रात् चन्द्रत्वं वाचारम्भणं विकारो नाम ध्येयं त्रीणि रूपाणित्येव सत्यम् यद्विद्युतो रोहितं रूपं तेजसस्तद्रूपं यशुक्लं तदपां यत्कृष्णं तदन्नस्य अपागात् विद्युतो विद्युत्वं वाचारम्भणं विकारो नाम ध्येयं त्रीणि रूपाणित्येव सत्यम्. So, yad adityasya rohitam rupam. Aditya is the sun. So, the bright, brilliant sun in the sky. In the afternoon and all, we can't see the sun even for a second. So bright, so brilliant. In the morning and evening, we can notice the sun. So, the sun also expresses different colors. If you just look at the sun, there are different shades of colors also we can notice. So here the teacher says that yad adityasya rohitam rupam. If you see that rohit, reddish color in the sun, then know that that reddish is that fire which is present there. It is the fire. It is the color of that fire. Then yat shuklam, that white color, what you see, tad apam, that is the color of the water, the proportion of water which is there in that sun, it expresses as white color. Then yat krishnam, and the black color, shades of black, tad annasya, that is the, because of the presence of anna means the earth element. So fire, water and earth, the Pancha Mahabhut, fire, water and earth in different proportion has given rise to the sun. And while seeing the sun, thinking about the sun, we should look at it as made up of these three. And when we look at it as made up of these three, then that adityatvam, the sunness, being a sun, get dissolved, and only these three are present there. The sun is only a name. Sun is only a form. Sun is vacharambhanam. So vacharambhanam vikaro nama dhyeyam trini rupani ityeva satyam. The three elements alone are satyam. So from the sun, you shift your attention to the three which has gone to become the sun. See, sometimes we tie a knot. We take three threads and then we tie a knot. The knot appears to be a different item there, but the knot is made up of those three threads only. If you untangle those threads, it is just the three threads. The knot doesn't have any existence separate from the thread. The knot is just a name, just a form. based on words. The reality are the three threads. Similarly, sun is just a name, just a form. The reality are the three elements. And again, the reality of the three elements ultimately is Brahma. So Brahma alone is appearing like the sun. So when we look at the sun, we should meditate or understand it is Brahma alone. And that is what we do in our sadhana, all our tradition which is there in our beautiful Sanatan Dharma, to see the presence of Brahma everywhere. So we have Surya Upasana, we have Chandrama Upasana, we have Agni Upasana. The main idea is to see in that Agni, that Brahma, see in that moon, the Brahma, see in the sun, Brahma. Even the beautiful Gayatri mantra which we chant, or we chant the various mantras of the sun and do Namaskar, Surya Namaskar, we see that Brahma in that Surya. Otherwise, sun is only a name, just a form. The reality is Brahma. Just as the ornament is just a name, just a form, the reality is gold. Again, the teacher takes the example of the moon. See, on the moon doesn't have light of its own. The light of the sun falls on the moon. But that light is expression of fire only. So the expression when we see the light on the moon, when we see a reddish tinge or reddish color, if we see, that is the expression of fire. The white color which we see is the expression of water. And the black color which we see is the expression of earth. So the moon is made up of these three colors only, three contents, fire, water, earth. So if you remove the moonness of the moon, what remains are the three elements only. So yat chandramaso rohitam rupam, the red color is the color of tejas. The white color is the color of water. The black color is the color of earth. And if you remove that moonness from the moon, because moonness is nothing but vikaro nama, vacharambanam vikaro nama teyam. It's just a vacharambanam vikar, modification based on words. Then what remains? Trini rupani itteva satyam. The three elements themselves are the real, are satyam. But these three elements are not the ultimate satyam. If we trace them, their cause also, ultimately we reach that Brahma only. So the teacher is teaching us to see this world and see Brahma in this world. Because that is the thing. That is the lesson. You look at this world and know that it is made up of Brahma. It is Brahma alone as this world. That is the first step, first lesson. Because then only when the teacher points out you are that Brahma, then we will come to understand ourselves as Brahma. But first we have to recognize that Brahma through the world, through the effect. The cause has to be recognized. If suppose somebody asks you, like you want to know what is gold, so you ask a person, oh, please tell me what is gold. So he shows his ring, he says this is gold. I say, oh, nice. Then I go to another person, I ask, that lady, what is gold? She shows me the bangle and says, this is gold. So I get a little confused. Then I go to the third person, I ask, what is gold? So that person shows me the necklace and says, this is gold. So different forms are shown, but everyone says, this is gold, this is gold, this is gold. So through all these forms, once I recognize gold, then I will be able to see gold in all the forms. Similarly, through the various objects of this world, we have to learn to recognize Brahma. But we can recognize Brahma in stages. So from the objects, go to its immediate cause. So from that cause, go back to the, the, the subtler cause. So in this way, if we go back and back and back, ultimately we reach Brahma. So Brahma alone is present, Brahma alone is Satyam. And all these effects are Asatyam. But in this Asatyam, that Satyam Brahma is there. In the ornament, the gold is there. Gold alone is giving presence to the ornaments. Without gold, ornaments cannot exist. But the ornaments change, gold doesn't change. And even when the ornaments are changing, gold remains changeless. It's a most mysterious relationship of gold and ornaments. And same mysterious relationship is there between Brahma and this world. The world constantly changes, but in this change, Brahma is present and Brahma doesn't change. And that Brahma we have to recognize in the world first, and then the teacher will show us how to recognize that Brahma in our own self. So this is the method of this beautiful Upanishad. More about this. Acha, one more. So the teacher talked about the moon. Then the same thing is said about the lightning also. So yat vidyuto rohitam rupam, in the lightning which we see during rainy season and all, that reddish color which we see in that lightning is the color of, is the presence of that fire element. Then the white color is the color of water. And the black color is the color due to earth. So lightning is made up of these three elements. So remove the lightningness of that lightning, because it is just a word, it's just a form depending on words. So what really is there are the three elements. The three elements are Satyam. So Vacharambanam Vikaro Nama Deyam Trini Rupani Itteva Satyam. So in this way, most beautifully, that Brahma is presented to us. So more about this we will see in our class on Monday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana, and listen to this pravachan again and contemplate, think, understand the method which is revealed here of understanding that Brahma. So more we will see on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. जय जय राम। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।